Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, we are looking at JEE mains question, and the question is from 2022 morning shift, question number 7. So we have a question on the topic quadratic equation. We can look how we can solve this question in an easy way. In order to solve the question, first we can look into the question. In this, if the sum of the squares of reciprocals of roots alpha and beta of the quadratic equation is 15, then 6 into alpha cube plus beta cube the whole square will be equal to what? So we need to find the value of this quantity. In this question, it is given that the sum of the squares of reciprocals of roots alpha and beta, and the roots alpha and beta are the roots of this quadratic equation, and the quadratic equation is given here. And the sum of the squares of reciprocals is 15. So we can write what are the things which is given on the question. We can find it as 1 by alpha square plus 1 by beta square equal to 15, and this is what given in the question. Actually, I follow a different method. From rather than finding C by A and B by A, I used another method. In this method, I follow that I will always keep the constant of x square, coefficient of x square as 1, so that it will be easy to remember. I will show that. We can divide the whole quadratic equation with 3. Then we will get another quadratic equation such as x square plus lambda by 3 x minus 1 by 3 lambda equal to 0. In this method, we have an advantage. What is that advantage? Suppose we have a quadratic equation with roots alpha and beta. X minus alpha into x minus beta will be equal to, the quadratic equation will be equal to, that means a quadratic equation with roots alpha and beta, we can write it as in this way. So the resulting quadratic equation will be x square minus of alpha plus beta x plus alpha beta. So we can take that. If the coefficient of x square is 1, we can directly take the constant term as the product of roots, and the coefficient of x as the negative of sum of the two roots. So this is the easiest way to do the problem. Following this practice will give you the more speed, and the answer will be more accurate. Now we can see into the problem. And these are the details given in the problem. So, do you know the identity a cube plus b cube? A cube plus b cube will be equal to a plus b into a square plus b square minus ab. So, in order to find this quantity alpha cube plus beta cube, we need to get the value of alpha plus beta as well as alpha square plus beta square, and the product of alpha beta, which is already directly given in the question itself, which means the coefficient constant term. So we can check how we can find alpha plus beta. Now I am considering 1 by alpha plus 1 by beta the whole square. 1 by alpha plus 1 by beta the whole square, we can expand it as a plus b the whole square, which is equal to a square plus b square plus 2 into ab, 1 by alpha beta. Then we can cross multiply the two terms, which will be equal to alpha plus beta the whole square divided by alpha beta the whole square, which is equal to 1 by alpha square plus 1 by beta square, which is given in the question as 15. So we can substitute 15 here. Then 2 into 1 by alpha beta. What will be the value of alpha beta? Minus 1 by 3. It will be minus 1 by 3. And we have divided the value of alpha beta, which is the constant term, minus 1 by 3. Now we can simplify this step. On simplifying, alpha plus beta the whole square divided by alpha beta the whole square is equal to 15. This will be equal to, I am multiplying 3 here and 3 on the numerator and denominator, and this 3 and this 1 by 3 will be cancelled, and it will be 6, and the sign is negative. It will be minus 6. Now we can see 15 minus 6, which will be equal to 9. 1 by alpha plus beta the whole square. What is the alpha into beta? 1 by alpha plus beta the whole square divided by alpha beta the whole square. We know the product of roots will be equal to the constant term, which will be minus 1 by 3. Then what will be the square of minus 1 by 3? It will be equal to 1 by 9. So alpha plus beta the whole square divided by 1 by alpha beta. 1 by alpha beta the whole square will be 1 by 9, which will be the square of this term, which is equal to 9. Then we can multiply this 1 by 9 to this side, which will be equal to alpha plus beta the whole square is equal to 1 by 9 into 9. So we have the value alpha plus beta the whole square equal to 1, or alpha plus beta equal to plus or minus 1. So we can leave that. Again we need to find alpha square plus beta square. So we can take this quantity. This quantity is already given in the question. So I am cross multiplying this quantity. It will be equal to alpha square plus beta square divided by alpha square into beta square is equal to 15, which is equal to alpha into beta the whole square. What is the value of alpha into beta? Which is minus 1 by 3. Minus 1 by 3. Then what is the square of minus 1 by 3? Plus 1 by 9. Again I am multiplying this 1 by 9 to this side. So it will be 1 by 9. 1 by 9 into 15, it will be equal to 5 by 3. So I have the value alpha square plus beta square is equal to 5 by 3. Now we can look into our main part of the question, which is equal to 6 into alpha cube plus beta cube, the whole square. Now I am using this identity a cube plus b cube. Then what will be the result? It will be equal to 6 into alpha plus beta into alpha square plus beta square minus alpha beta the whole square. Okay, a cube plus b cube. Now I am substituting these values. I have again, before substituting values, we can do one more step. We can do this squaring individually to these two terms. It will be equal to 6 into alpha plus beta the whole square into alpha square plus beta square minus alpha beta the whole square. Again, and now I am substituting whatever the values we have. Alpha plus beta the whole square will be equal to 1. So this quantity will be equal to 1. And now 6 into alpha square plus beta square, we have found it as 5 by 3, minus alpha beta. What is the value of alpha beta? In this form, while we are keeping the coefficient of x square as 1, it will be equal to the constant term. So alpha and beta will be equal to alpha into beta, the products of root will be equal to the constant term, which is minus 1 by 3. Minus of minus 1 by 3 will be plus 1 by 3. The whole square is there. Now we can simplify. 6 into 5 by 3 plus 1 by 3 will be equal to 6 by 3 the whole square. What is the value of 6 by 3? It's just 2. So it will be equal to 6 into 2 square, which is equal to 6 into 4, which is equal to 25. So 24. So the final answer is 6 into 4, which is 24. So this question is a very simple question. And what are the equations we have used? We have used constant term will be equal to c by a, which is equal to product of roots, and a plus b the whole square identity, a square plus b square plus 2ab, and another equation a cube plus b cube is equal to a plus b into a square plus b square minus ab. And one of the advantages is that if we keep the coefficient of x square as 1, then we can directly take this quantity, the coefficient of x, as negative of alpha plus beta. That is, the sum of the roots will be equal to negative of coefficient of x lambda by 3, and alpha plus beta, the product of roots, will be equal to minus 1 by 3. That is the advantage if we always keep this, always remember to keep this coefficient of x square as 1. So it will give you more speed when you do application. So that's all. Thank you.